Hello, and I was going to say good morning, folks, but I actually don't know what time I'm going to post this. So, hi, guys. This is day 2 of PAX Unplugged.
It's morning for us.
Oh, it's morning for us. Yeah, so good morning for right now. It's day 2 of PAX Unplugged, and I get to sit down with a really amazing designer, but I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
I'm Caleb Zane Hewitt. I'm the creative director of Haunted Table and the lead designer of Triangle Agency, which is the game of paranormal investigation and corporate horror you might have seen win a couple of Ennies this year. We're boothing for the second time here at PAX and having a really great time.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. So, I guess, first question here. How did we get here? Like, when people describe Triangle Agency to me, it's very much like a think like SPN Foundation, that kind of thing. Like, So where's the inspiration? Then how did we get to where we are right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different answers to that, but there's a lot of stuff in this genre that Sean, the other writer, and I really like, Sean Ireland. Obviously, we were super inspired by Control and the SCP Foundation, like you said. I like to say X-Files meets X-Men. I have a really, really deep background with X-Men, and so a lot of that comes through in like the character powers. But how it actually happened was Sean and I worked together as professional GMs at a board game cafe in New York City, and we spent, something like 15 hours a week running D&D for kids. And when you do that, when you run a trad game for a bunch of young people, you start to really notice kind of the power dynamic that's at play in tabletop games, especially GM'd games like that. And we realized there was a lot of really interesting and fun stuff to play with how the power shifts between players and GMs, and leaning into a like corporate setting and a really rigid structure within the world of the game as well as in the game's design itself let us play a lot with like impulses that started all the way back from this 10-year-old has found a really funny way to break the game for me, leading to, okay, how does that look if you design a game around that idea? Like, how can you give the players the tools to, smash what you're working on? But how can you create language around those abilities that makes them either want to or not want to do that just based on pure like pressure, social pressure. Maybe that's getting too deep into Triangle Agency already, but that's my favorite stuff.
My people love it when we go deep into these topics. That's what they're here for. Okay, so tell me something. What would you say your favorite anomaly is?
Oh, out of all of them in the book, my favorite anomaly is probably Drain. Drain is the one that is like closest to my own personal like fears and insecurities, so it hits me pretty hard on the horror level. The three main powers you start with Drain are Would You Like Some More, which allows you to make the last thing someone enjoyed something that becomes like an obsession for them briefly. Borrow, which lets you steal a mundane target from steal a mundane quality from a target, so like Ursula taking Ariel's voice. And then the last one is called Universal Recipient, I think, is the name of that one. And it is about anytime you get hurt, you can make it accidentally, or not accidentally, you can make that pain go to someone else nearby, or that damage. So if somebody tries to break your arm, you can just send it to something else nearby. And Drain, as it evolves, when you get more abilities, has a lot to do with kind of like social manipulation and manipulation of interests and goals and personality in a way that I think feels very evil and very interesting, especially, we're game designers. Like, a lot of what we're doing is figuring out how can you like tug at emotions with the minimum possible like words and things moving around on the board. And so Drain was a really fun one to write for that reason. Second to that's probably Whisper. I like messing with words.
I've played Triangle Agency before as a player. Haven't actually been the person that's running it, and I picked Drain. So, as soon as you said it, I was like, yes, exactly. That's what I love about that. Okay, because I don't want to take up too much of your time. I think my final question for you is going to be: so, you've like done this whole thing. You're publishing your own stuff. You're like one of the like lead writers on this. What words of like sorry, if somebody was going to come up and be like, hey, do you have any words of wisdom? I'm hoping to like become a publisher, or I'm wanting to make like something that's like in the vein of this, or even if it's more like just generalized advice.
Yeah. My best advice for trying to make something bigger than yourself is to just like find people who are very good at what they do and give them the space to do it. Part of what made Triangle Agency so fun is that even though I was like lead writer and I was the creative director on it, a lot of the process was inviting in people that I knew would surprise me and change the project with their art or their design or their additions to the writing, and then being able to take that as like a gift and reincorporate it. So I guess like if you're trying to work on anything big and you have to work with other people, prioritize like working with people that are going to be able to surprise you, and then let them surprise you, and don't try to like super control uh, the final thing the moment you start collaborating. When it comes to publishing, gosh, it's even gotten harder since I did it. Like a lot of the stuff with the tariffs and everything has made like planning really difficult and crowdfunding really difficult. There are a lot of rumors, obviously, around people talking about crowdfunding becoming like less consistent lately. But I think at the ultimate takeaway from all of that is to remember that the thing you're making has like the scale it is going to be successful at, and it has the pathway that is going to get it to being produced, and that's going to look completely different for every single project. So just like making sure that when you go into making your game, you're prepared for a wide range of results, right? Like the same thing with collaboration. It's like be ready to put your thing out there and find out what people are going to like respond to it with, and then follow how they're responding, more than trying to control. Like I need this game to be this big, enormous smash right now. I need this game to, completely overtake this other game like D&D or whatever. Um, Watching like a playtest, watching the way that people respond to it, and then building your expectations based on that is going to keep you, I think, saner and healthier long term.
Yeah, okay.
I hope that's useful at
No,
all.
I think it'll be useful for somebody out there. Thank you so much for this interview. Is there any last things you want to say to my viewers?
No, if you haven't checked out Triangle Agency, please do. We've got sample pages on itch. It's a game that I think is really fun to read even before you play it. So I recommend picking it up even for that reason. And we have a bunch of new projects coming up this year, so check out hauntedtable.games to see what we're working on.
And folks, don't worry, I'll make sure there's a link readily available for you to go find this. As I said, I played it. I can attest, it's amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Yes, great to talk to you.